Assalamu alaikum. In today's video, we are going to cover the second category of data types. The second category of data type is composite data type, and the first one was non-composite data type. In the non-composite category, we discussed two data types. One was enumerated data type, and the second one was pointed data type. So today we are going to cover the composite data type. In the composite data type, we have in total we have three data types. One is record, then we have sets, and then we have classes and objects. Then, what is meant by a composite data type? As the name suggests, the composite data type is actually the combination of different data types that are already existing. So, the data types that are existing are string, it can be integer, it can be real, it can be boolean, or it can be any other data type. So, there is one data type, a data type that refers to any other data type in its type definition is a composite data type. In chapter number 10, the data type for record was introduced, and we already have done this in chapter number 10. So, how we actually declare it, how we define it. So the type definition, for the type definition we will write the type keyword, then the name of the data type that you want to suggest for it. So it is a book record, it is a data type for the book. So the book can contain a title, the author, the publisher of the book, the number of pages, or whether the book is a fiction book or not. So we are going to have all these attributes of the book. So all these are the attributes, or all these are the columns for that particular book record. Okay. So each of them, you have to declare the variable name. The variable name is title. Then the title is composed of only alphabets, so that's why the data type here is string. Then the second one is declare author. The author name would be composed of alphabets, so that's why it is also string. Then the publisher name will be alphabet, so that's why the data type is string. Declare the number of pages. The number of pages can be integer, but when you are not going to perform any calculation on that number, then you can declare it as a string too. So there is no harm that you declare it as integer or as string. Then declare fiction. The fiction, the book is a fiction or not. So here you can use a boolean data type too, but here they write string. So we can write string as well. Then you have to write this keyword and type. So the data type has been declared now. For the sets data type, a set is a given list of unordered elements that can use the set theory operations. So, what is meant by the set theory operation, such as the intersection and the union of the set in mathematics, as we use them in mathematics as intersection of the set or the union of the set. A set data type include the type of the data in the set. In pseudocode, the type definition has this structure, how we declare this type of data type. So type, set identifier, the name of the data type, then set of and the base type. Okay. So let's see one of the example for this. So type is the keyword. S letter is equal to set of char. So a set of char means set of characters. So char is one data type that already existing. So define vowel as A, E, I, O, U. So if you look at the values are not particularly they must not be in some particular order. Okay. So what you have to know about before solving the question related to these sort of data types, first you have to answer the particular question, like what data type reference memory location. So we already did this in the previous video, and you just can watch that video too. What data type reference the memory location? So the answer would be pointer data type. Give an example of a non-composite data type. In the non-composite data type, we actually discussed two data types. One was pointer data type and another was Enumerated data type. Which data type is similar to an ordered list, which was similar to a list? So the list data type is enumerated data type. How can a enumerated data type be implemented in Python? So this is a newer question. You have to go and grab the answer by implementing it. So declare a list for the days of the week in Python, and then you will get the answer that how we can declare enumerated data type in Python. Okay, the record data type, as we discussed, our record data type is the most useful and they're most widely used. It allows the programmer to collect together the values with different data types when these form a coherent whole. So, a record data type, the example is here. Type is student record. For the student, we have to store the first name of the student, the last name of the students, the absences of the student throughout the year, and then the class in which he was studying. So declare student one as the student record. So this is the first instance. Student one is the first instance of that particular record data type, and you have to assign the values like this: student one dot first name, student one dot last name, student one dot absences, and student one dot class. When you have second student, you will write student two dot first name, student two dot last name, student two dot absences, and so on. So often the multiple pointers are needed to construct the record, so there must be multiple line for declaring or for initializing these variables. So the set data type, as we already discussed, a set data type is actually that represent two theory operations: the set operations for intersection of the set, and so a set data type allows a programmer to apply the set theory operations to data in a program. So these operations typically include the union of the set, or the difference of the set, or the intersection of the set, including an element and excluding an element, and then checking whether an element is in the set or not. So the presence of that particular element in the set. Okay. So how we write the union or joining of the both sets. So whenever we have to write the union, we use one operation or one function that's called union. A dot union b. So this will join these two sets, or these two values altogether. Both ways combine the sets and remove the duplicate values. Then for the intersection of the common values, intersection mean you have to find out the common values among those two sets. So a dot intersection b will find out the common values in both the sets. Then differences to find the values in the first set, and minus the common elements, only minus the common element from the set b. So b dot difference a will actually only values of set b will minus common values of a. Then the null cell, or the null set would be the frozen sets cannot be modified. So the frozen set A, so this will freeze all the elements of this set and you cannot alter them. Then comes the last data type for the composite data type, that is your classes and objects. So what is the difference among the two terms? These are two completely different terms, so please don't mix them up. One is class and other one is object. So if I say class is the parent and object is the child, so that's a clear definition about what is a class and an object. A class is a template which cannot be executed, and an object is an instance of a class which can be executed. One class can be used to make many objects. So, what are the main components of a class? Class can have attributes and methods. What is the difference between a record and a class? Now, this question come to your mind. So, if you say that a class is a container data type that contain many objects, then what is the difference among the record data type? Because record data type is also a container data type. So record or the structures do not have methods. As we discussed earlier, what are the main components of a class? Class can have attributes and class can also have methods or functions. But a structured record cannot have any sort of methods. It can have attributes, but it cannot have any sort of method. So this is the clear answer to it. Okay. Then comes objects. A car could be represented by a car object. The data attributes might include the color of the car, the fuel, the manufacturer, the maximum speed of the car, and the procedures or the functions or the methods may include start of the engine, accelerate, then brake, refuel, and set speed. So, all these are called the methods of that particular class. So, now you will have the clear idea what is meant by attributes and what is meant by methods. So, how we declare a class? Class name is car, then the definition would be that initialize the self, color, mileage, and automatic generation of the car. So self dot color is equal to color variable, self dot mileage is equal to mileage, self dot automatic is equal to automatic. So car one is equal to car. The color is red. The mileage is 3812.4, and the automatic, the car is automatic or not, so the value is true here. For car 2, the values are blue. The car is in blue color. The mileage is 40,231. And the automatic generation, the car is a manual car, so the automatic generation would have a false value in this case. Okay. So print car 2 dot mileage will print the mileage variable only, will print the mileage of that particular car. So car 2 dot mileage is equal to 12 will assign a new value to the mileage. So classes are mutable, can be updated or changed. You can change them whenever you want. Okay, so this code is actually written in Python, and you just can go and check this code by typing it in the Python, and you can have a clear idea by changing all those values, assigning new values to the variable, and then change it, and then see the reaction of that particular value. Okay, then comes the question, that this question is really important according to the exam point of view. So the question says that why do we need user defined data types if we have those data types that are already defined in the language or in the pseudocode? Then why we need a user defined data type? For any reason, reasonably large program, it is likely that their use will make a program more understandable and less error prone. Yes, because when you are using some sort of complex problems, when you are creating a code for a complex problem, then you may need such data types that are clearly your customized data types. So for that reason we use the user defined data type. Once the programmer has decided because of this advantage to use a data type that is not one of the built-in types, then user definition is inevitable. The use for instance, an integer variable is the same for any program. So, however, there cannot be a built-in record type because each different problem will need an individual definition of a record. So, this is clearly defined that for individual definition for individual problem, you need some sort of user-defined data type or user-designed data types. So the examples are here. Type is T days is equal to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, Friday. So this is actually the answer to your activity from the book activity. So this is the clear answer for that particular one that we have done in the video. That is the enumerated data type video. In the enumerated data type video, I assigned you one activity 13.1. So this is the answer to that activity. Okay. Then this is the answer to second activity that I assigned you in the video for pointer data type. Okay, then try to attempt these questions. So you just can have a screenshot of these questions. So give an example of a non-composite user-defined data type and explain why it is used by a programmer is different to the use of an inbuilt data types, the data types that are already existing. So a program is to be written to handle data relating to the animals kept in a zoo. The programmer chooses to use a record user defined data type. So record data type will be used to keep the record of all the animals in a zoo. So explain what a record user defined data type is and explain the advantages of using a record data type, and then write the pseudocode. Remember or keep in mind one thing, that the pseudocode is always written in simple English. So no syntax rule we need to follow. So you just need to abide by those structures that we already have discussed in the video. You are going to declare or define a record data type which is to be used to store the animal name, the animal age, number in zoo, and location in the zoo. So all these are the attribute of this record data type. Okay, I hope this is clear. So this is all about this video. So we are almost end with the first topic from chapter number 13. The first topic was user defined data type, and we already have discussed the two categories of user defined data type. One is composite and the other one is non-composite. So in the next video, inshallah, we will discuss 13.2, inshallah. Thank you.